Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name's Ashura, and today we're talking about my favorite leader. That's right, Enel. But before we get started on him, did you guys know that 96% of you guys still aren't subscribed? Hit that subscribe button down below. I know you guys can do it. It ain't that hard. Anyways, back to Enel. We're doing this quick. We're doing this in 10 minutes. So, get your pens and papers out. We're going quick. Number 1, the most important card in the deck that we are using right now. That's right, it is Egghead Nami. Egghead Nami, she's got a on play, so you can trash a trigger card from your hand, and then you are going to pop a 5 cost from your opponent. And if you got 3 cards or less at this point in time, then you're going to go ahead and draw a card. So let's say you're at 5 cards in hand, you'll play the Nami, drop down to 4, you're going to drop a trigger card into your trash. You're gonna go to 3 cards, you'll pop a 5 cost, then you'll get to draw a card. So we're back to 4 cards. We're looking quite dandy. We're drawing through our deck, we're putting stuff into our trash, and we're getting to be able to pop 5 costs on our opponent's side and build a board, which is honestly the most important thing you can do in this game. It is the biggest tempo swing, is to be able to essentially destroy your opponent's board and be able to build a board of your own that is 5 and 6Ks, because that's what it's all about in the game at the moment, is to build your board while destroying theirs, and then just honestly go ham against your opponent, starve them out in Enel in this case, and then just straight go face. I mean, this is Enel. We are going to be running a lot of KO cards, so let's go over those now. So classic, we are running 4 Gidatsu. This is going to help us in the early games, so that way when our opponent's life is still nice and healthy because we're starving them out, we're not letting them get cards through attacking them, then we're going to play our Gidatsus, be able to destroy their board. Then let's say it's a little bit later in the game. They're maybe trying to throw down some blockers, or maybe get some more mid-game going, so that way they can build their board and start dropping some bigger cards. Well, now we have Rocket Luffy. We're running him as a 4-up. We're going to be destroying anything that is a 4 cost or lower, and because we're Enel, we're always going to be at 2 or less life, and we're going to be drawing cards while we do it. So again, we're going to be digging through our deck, both with Nami as well as Luffy. And so with the addition of Gidatsu, these 12 cards are going to be helping us enormously, be able to just clear their board of anything that's 5 cost or lower, and essentially just help maintain that board state, because then once we get to the late game, we've got 15 boss monsters, and I know that sounds like a lot, but we've got 3 Rush Enel. This is going to help us be aggro when we need to be aggro. We've got 4 9 cost Yamato. We're going to be gaining life. We're going to be, again, KOing their stuff. Then we've got Katakuri, be able to get rid of anything of theirs that is an 8 cost or lower. So we're looking at you, Moria, put you into life, don't let our opponent get more value out of you. Basically dwindle them down to just the Moria in life, and then go big and kill them, because Moria doesn't have counter. Can't help them when they get into hand. So that's a good strategy right there. Not only that, we're running 4 Kingdom Comes, or Raigo if you're more familiar with how it is on the sim. And with Raigo, we're going to be destroying anything they put down. Again, we're going to be at 1 or less life, maybe 2, and it's a great card. And lastly but not least, our best boss monster, Ace. He is a 10 drop, he's going to be gaining us life, and he's got rush when we're at 2 or less life. So with that rush, we can definitely destroy cards on their field, we can kill our opponents quicker, we can pressure them a lot better. And because he's a 10k, well, there's not a lot of times that they're going to be able to counter out. The only other times is when they're going to be we're going to be using it against like a Moria, and then again, we're just pressuring them to get cards out of hand. But this is how the deck is going to run. We got 12 2Ks, we have 4 Flampes, 4 Beiges, so that way we can, stop our opponent in their tracks, really make them guess if they want to be swinging into us. We've got Frankies. We're building a board again when we get hit, and we're drawing a card out of it. So we're all around getting a lot of value out of this deck. From here, from there, with our 2Ks, with our removal, with our top end. This deck has got it all. We are just running on all cylinders this set. This is a great set to be an Enel player. If you guys like Enel, he has got a ton of removal. He's got a good amount of 2Ks. I know there's been times where we run less, times where we maybe run slightly more, but at the moment, you know, this is a great 2K suite. I mean, Flampe will let you draw cards, essentially draw 2 for 1. Beige will stop opponents again in their tracks or characters. And Frankie, man, Frankie just does a lot of work for us, both keeping our hand healthy as well as build a board and making our opponent's life that much more difficult when we're attacking into their board or their life essentially for free with a 5K character. And if they attack into that character, then guess what? That's like a pseudo blocker right there. So that is all around amazing for us. One last thing to even look at in this deck that is a little bit different than what we've got is that no longer are we running, you know, 2 ofs in this deck. We're no longer running a 2/5 cost Sabos or 2 Shirahoshi blockers or just 2 Russian Elves. We've now either taken those away completely in favor of newer, better cards or upped our counts so that way we can play the deck more consistently and less like a toolbox. Not only that, we've also got 4 of these 0 cost events, so that way anytime we're feeling bricked in our hand, we can definitely use those 0 cost events to help us get out of a bind, save some characters, or, you know, keep our health, our life total at a healthy amount so that way we can get to our end game. Not only that, with that great trigger on the 0 cost event and running 4 of them, we're going to be hitting that much more often in our last life, especially when we're gaining cards through, you know, leader ability. That leader ability is just absolutely huge to be able to get 1 extra from the top of the deck. I know we're a 4 life leader, but we're basically a 5 life leader with that ability. It's always going to trigger at least 1 time for us. So there's always that possibility that we either have it naturally on that last one or we get it off the top of our deck. So there's always that chance with Enel. We're gambling, we're, you know, trying to get there on our gambling luck and make it to the end so that we can just chain drop big boss monsters. And guys, that's Enel in less than 10 minutes. Hope you enjoyed it. The list is a little bit different than last time, but definitely grind it out. Enel is Enel. Have fun. He's my favorite leader. Don't forget to hit that button down below and subscribe. Peace.